introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Yasmin Jones, and I'm running for North Ward Council. And if you would like to know some information about me, my number is 973-953-7737. I would like to be the voice of my community.
Yasmina?
And election day is May 14th.
What's your ballot position?
My ballot position is 1A.
1A?
Yes.
Okay, line A all the way, huh? All right.
Hello everyone, my name is Yasmina King and I'm running for East Ward Council. I am ballot 2A. Election day is May 14th. Any information that you may need, questions, concerns, my number is 973-819-0659.
And
Hi everyone, my name is Danouchka Desir. I'm running for the South Ward. My ballot is 2A. The election is a couple days from now, which is May 14. I know there's a few people that might not be able to vote on the South Ward, but you can knock on doors, you can volunteer your time, you can donate. Whatever you can do, you can make phone calls, because I might not know everybody that lives in the South. So if you know anybody that lives in the South, it might live in the West, but you maybe live somebody in the South, it might live in the East, that you want to support Ms. King or Ms. Jones, and then you always can reach out. You might live in those wards, but you not live in the South. But if you do, or if you do not live in the South, it doesn't really matter, you still can get involved in this campaign. Actually, my number is 862-337-0500. I can be reached anytime. Hopefully on May 14, we can make something happen. The number again is 2A.
And Mr. Desir, I hear a little accent there. I mean, what ethnicity?
I try to hide it, but it's not really easy.
I know, but what
You can hide this accent. Actually, I'm from Haiti.
Yeah.
I was born there in Haiti.
like I want to say Sakwase?
Yeah, Naboule.
Yeah.
So that's where I was originally from. Most of people that I know are actually from Haiti, but I know a few of them that live, from Jamaica or other places from the Caribbean, but unfortunately, I was born there. Unfortunately.
And listen, Mr. Desir started, but I want to ask you guys again. A question from the Irvington NAACP branch. How do I help, although I cannot vote in this district? Meaning, if I'm a voter and a resident taxpayer, and I want change, and I'm looking to get some change, and I want to support you guys' candidacy, what can I do? How can I do that? You know, how should I reach out to you? We'll start with Ms. Jones.
Well, if you are a registered voter, you could be a part of my campaign as far as when it's time for polling, be a poll watcher. If you're not a registered voter, you can still come out with me. I'm ringing doorbells, meeting people, I'm putting literature in the mailbox. And so anything that the time that you could give me, that would be great, because I'm out there, it's me and my son, so I definitely would need the help and appreciate the help.
And Ms. King?
Well, actually, I had a situation where I was on Springfield Avenue, and I was, speaking to the residents that were walking, and I met a young man and his daughter, and he says, "I can't vote, but I would love to help you. Tell me how I can help you." And I said, "That's awesome." And his daughter was like, she's a little one, she had to be about 8. She said, "I want to help too. I want to help you too." So we exchanged numbers, and to this day, he actually lives in Maple Gardens, and he's got Maple Gardens together over there.
So listen, well, I guess I have the platform for a second. how long have you guys resided in Irvington? And the reason I ask that is because, you know, here in Irvington, there is a political party, a political force, not just Democrats, but an organization. And they're strong, they're entrenched. And so I ask you guys, how long have you lived in town? Because, you know, you're running, whether or not you know it, you're running up against that organization. And I mean, so to me, the fact that you guys are sitting up there means you think you can win, right? Because who wants to run if they don't think they can win? So, I mean, sometimes some people might call it uphill battle, but I guess that doesn't bother you guys. Or am I thinking about it wrong? So we'll start with Ms. Jones. I mean, how long have you lived in town?
I've been living in Irvington for 2 years. I bought my house 2 years ago, but I'm originally from Newark, but my back door was Irvington. So I bought a house 2 blocks away from where I really lived at. And I love my area, and I love the community, but I saw that there was a change that needed to happen. And as I spoke to my neighbors, the neighbors agreed, and I feel as though I am able to represent my community. So I'm not threatened by the group, all right? Because I think it's time to eliminate the group.
Amen.
I think when everybody is a yes man, we'll never get change, it's me.
Yes.
And so you need to break up the monopoly, all right? And so that's why I believe at times you have to start from the bottom to bring the community back together, all right? To rise up, and so to cut down the tree, you have to start from the bottom, grow a new root. And that's why I am running, because I do believe that it is capable, that we could unite each other and come together to help this city of Irvington, because city Irvington used to be a great city, all right? People used to be proud to live in Irvington. You know, now with the rat infestation, with the schools failing, why would people even buy property in Irvington where if you're paying over $15,000 in taxes and you can't afford to send your child to private school, but the school system are failing? So young people that have good jobs, they're not going to come back and buy houses in Irvington, you know. And then you have seniors that still own their homes. They love their homes. They want to keep their property looking nice, and they don't want their property value to drop. So that's why we need somebody that is going to respect the city of Irvington, respect where we live, respect the fact that we have potholes and try to fix the potholes, respect the fact that we have rats and do something about the rats. And I know your question was only
No. Listen, you're doing great. No.
But I have a lot to say.
Oh no. Well, I mean, you're doing great. Don't worry about how long it takes. You don't have to apologize. That's what this forum is for. You don't have to apologize. And Ms. King,
What was the question?
the question was how long have you lived in town? And based on how long you lived in town, I mean, running against she said the group. I like what Ms. Jones said, the group. Running against the group that's been in power for so long. Why ain't you scared?
I've been living in Irvington for about 32 years, if I have to put a number to it. The same individuals that are in office now, I voted for them. I ran against them 2 years ago in 22.
Mm-hmm.
We were not successful. However, I did well. But I just think that they are a group of people that blend together, and they need some infiltration right now. Somebody that's not going to be a yes person to them, so that we can get some real things done versus whatever they want to get done.
Give me an example of a real thing.
A real thing getting done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so for instance, these potholes that they're cleaning up now, because I and a lot of other residents had a lot to say, Now they're doing it, but keep in mind, it's election time, so now it's getting done. But let it be, it's getting done because the resident said, listen, on XYZ street, there's a pothole 5 inches deep. The resident pays taxes. We pay taxes, so let's get it done for that, not just when it's election time. A lot of things get done in Irvington when it's election time. Other than that, nothing gets done, and I want to stop that.
All right, anything else you want to say? All right, and Mr. Sear.
Well, I own a house in Irvington, but I live in Irvington since 2010. I think that was the question, right?
Mm-hmm. How long you live in town? And then also, having been in town since 2010,
I've been in town since 2010.
You've seen the group, and you know.
Yes. About the group, Ms. Jones said something that's very important, and I like the slogan of breaking the monopoly. And then I believe that it's not just when it's the election time for us to have this meeting. I know I probably haven't, that meeting probably been going for years and I haven't been there myself, but I think we probably have to get the community involved. It's not just us here that will know what's going on in Irvington, and it's just like it stays in a circle between us and the community doesn't see it. That's just the way I see it myself. I think we have to do more than that. We really have to reach out to the community. We really have to reach out to these people for them to understand that there's this group of individuals or this group of leaders or how did they call them? Not voters, but the this group of
He's the king.
yes, the king of people. Yeah. So people really have to get what it is to live in Irvington. As I said before, if we really think about it, we have a mayor in office, and everyone that works for him are either his friends or family. And I'm pretty sure if I work for Yasmin, Miss King, I will not do anything if I don't want to, because it is true. You're my friend. You'll cut me a slack. You'll cut me a break. You'll give me a break. You definitely will. You know what I mean? So that's the way it is. It's like a business to these people. I'm not too sure if people really think about it. It's like a business. It's like they own this town. So they own it. Whether it's the Department of Finance, whether it's the school, it doesn't really matter. This man has his stamp on every single thing. And nobody knows what's going on. Nobody can question what's going on. And us as community, us residents, us that live in this town, we don't have to question the king about what's going on. And to me, it's a problem. And that's the reason why we said that this town used to be a great city. And I've seen people that said to me, you know what, when black people is taking care of things, things are not getting done properly. If you look in Melbourne, if you look in South Orange, it's totally different because it's governed by white people, whatever it is, or it's mixed. We cannot have this here. Because if we live in Irvington, seriously, you don't want to tell to people that you live in Irvington. Because when you live in Irvington, it's like it's Haiti to me. It's like a third world country. It is. Because things are not getting done because we have a mayor that have an administration that governed by everybody that he knows that either his friends or family member. His wife is the superintendent. What did we expect for the school to have an A+? I really don't think so. Because me, if I was Dr. Voss' wife, believe it or not, 365 days, if that's how many days that I have to go to work, I wouldn't go to work for 65 days only. 300 days would be like, my husband is the mayor. And I'm pretty sure that's all she does. My husband is the mayor, I don't have to do anything. And then guess what? People are also intimidated by that. Because when the wife is the mayor, how are you going to go to this wife and say that you're not doing great in the school? Oh, my wife is not doing great. Oh, now you fired. My wife is not doing. You see what I'm saying? So there's no exactly. Ex-wife was working at the library. That's what I was told. Wife is the superintendent. There's no transparency. Is that the word? Transparency. We don't know what's going on in the city. And we let that happen. We don't have to blame the mayor. We have to blame ourselves. Seriously, we do. As voters, as residents, we have to blame ourselves. Because there's 38,000 people that registered. And see how many people that's here today. Not that many.
Mr. Desir, one of the reasons why I asked what is your ethnicity is because, in my opinion, and I used to be a journalist and I covered the town for years, there's a Haitian majority in Irvington.
Yes.
But you talk about 30,000 voters, the majority of Haitians that I know and aware don't vote or are not involved in the political system. And we talk about getting change done. I've always felt like once the Haitian community wakes up and says we want to take over, it's a done thing. So my question is, how do we get more involvement from the Haitian community? And I mean, is it a language thing? I mean, is it that people don't, aren't
I'm not pretty sure that it's a language thing, because once you can be a US citizen, I'm pretty sure that you speak English. I'm pretty sure that you understand certain things. You understand? I really don't think, I'm not gonna base this as like a Haitian or whatever it is. I want to base it as a community. I know we might say we're a majority. I'm not too sure about that, because in the poll, I don't see that many of us going out there and then probably vote. Probably I need to do my own job myself, probably educate them myself to let them know the importance that why they need to vote. It's not, what I'm saying is it's not just, I'm not talking about just put this guy out of power or whatever it is. But we just have to see the problem. I'm just, seriously, I just believe that people don't see the problem. Because if we have somebody that control everything and you can't question anything, you're really not gonna get anything done. We're gonna be sinking every single election, and we're gonna, if we don't do anything about it, we are gonna be worse and worse. Because people have been here for 40 years. I'm 44 years old. I have not been here that long, but I know people have been living there for like 64 years. They were born somewhere here in this, probably this town or in New Jersey or whatever it is, or they live here for a long time.
40 years.
Exactly. So I think it's more than that. I think we really have to get the community involved. If we really passionate about the change that we really want to make to this town, we have to go out there really. And I don't want to see you guys only when it's election time. I'm not saying that to have this meeting every week. I might not come to this meeting every week, to be honest with you. But at least once a month, we go out there to let these people know that we pay our tax and get our town back.
Miss King, so you nod your head to some of the things you said, and so that's the question. I mean, how do we get? I personally have used the word apathetic and apathy, meaning that there are people in town, and I'm not saying say they don't care, but apathy means they don't really care.
Well, not that they don't care. I believe that since everything is like a whole controlled issue right now, everyone is fed up. They don't want to come out and vote because they hear about the cheating and all the malicious stuff that's being done. So they don't want to bother. I mean, I've been to houses, to different residents, and at the door, I'm not voting.
And what do you say when they say that?
And I say to them, I said, well, let's try to make this change together. Please, let's try together. No, I'm not voting. I'm not voting. And I said, wow, and that's defeating to me, because I'm like, I'm coming out here trying to make a change, because I voted for these people, trying to make a change, and everybody's like, I don't want to be bothered.
Let me ask you about that. as someone who admittedly voted for them,
Yeah.
and now you're running against them, what happened? I mean, you don't have to be specific, but why did it change?
Well, I just see a lot of things just not being done, and eventually, you know, us black folks, we do wake up, you know, so I'm woke now, amen. So I want change. I mean, I'm here in Irvington. I have a property here in Irvington, I have my business in Irvington, and I want to keep funneling parents to my school, but it looks like everybody is taking a ticket and going to Newark, East Orange, like they're leaving Irvington. Nobody wants to be here. Nobody wants to be here.
Ms. Jones, what do you think about that? I mean, what would you do to get more residents, taxpayers, homeowners, property owners involved, parents involved in the change that you guys are talking about?
Well, like she said, she met people that said that they weren't voting. I have ran across people that said that they weren't voting because they didn't know that there was another candidate. So for me, I need to get myself out there. People need to know that I am another candidate for them to vote for. And as far as people getting involved, all right, you have to want to be involved. So no matter how much that we knock on the doors, because I stop people bringing in their groceries, you know, I stop people while they're washing their car, while they're leaving for church. Some people may stop and some people won't. And you just have to express to them how important it is to be a part of the community. Express to them that your taxpayers' money is not what you're paying. You're not getting anything back. All right. Like me running, I didn't know that the monopoly existed until I started running. All right. And this is a conflict of interest if you are the mayor and your wife is the superintendent of schools. Okay. This is a conflict of interest when school started September and the high school kids didn't get their tablets till the end of October, going into November, all right? So somebody needs to say, all right, what happened with this money? Because if you put this money aside, the order should have been in place, okay? But if you complain about, say, the school board, that's his wife. So he's not going to do nothing and she's not going to do anything to change. All right, so that's where we have to let people know about the monopoly first. So like I said, I didn't even know that it was ran this way. Mm-hmm. I just felt like there's things that need to be changed and I didn't know how deep it went. So as far as getting people interested in voting and making a change, you have to first let them be aware of what's going on. Because everybody's life is busy. Between going to work, coming home, taking care of your family. Sometimes they don't even want to hear you. But if you let people know that this is help me help you, and that's how you have to introduce it to them. All right. You may think that things are good. One lady said, "Oh, well, my kids always went to private school. So you've been living here 30 years, but you never sent your kids to this school, to the school system. You don't think that you need to vote for somebody else?" And she still was okay with the people that's in office. You know, but see, those are the people that's probably getting the perks, where if you're not on the inside, you don't get the perks.
Exactly.
And then listen, continue with you, Ms. Jones. You talked about money, right? Money. That's a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, there was a story in the newspaper about the outgoing Governor Murphy's office saying that Irvington needs a fiscal management. Needs somebody to come in and run the books and take care of the business because the business is not getting taken care of. When you heard that story, what did you think?
Well, I thought that was an embarrassment for Irvington. That's how I felt. I'm an accountant, so I know what it means when somebody has to come in and monitor your spending. That means that spending is being put in people's pockets. That's what it means. So they want to come and basically audit everything that's been spent and watch anything else that's going out. And I took that as an embarrassment to the mayor's office.
As a taxpayer, how did you take it?
One more question.
Okay. As a taxpayer, I've been feeling as though I'm not getting what I pay for. All right, I'm spending over $15,000 in taxes. And then now we have an assessment coming around and he's knocking on the doors to raise the taxes and we don't even know what they're doing with the taxes that they took last year. So like I said, I felt as though that was a complete embarrassment. And if people in the community knew about this, they would be out trying to make a change. They would be out voting for someone else. Because when you break up the monopoly, there's somebody always looking to hold you accountable. But if you friends of the group, nobody's going to look at you and hold you accountable.
Ms. King, what did you think when you heard that story about the need for fiscal monitor taking over the city's finance, township's finances?
Well, it was past the embarrassment. I felt like somebody's not doing their job. I felt like since there's about 20 no-show jobs, I think that $800,000 that's unaccounted for is somewhere along the lines. And then that 3.8 million, we need to change, and we have to come together as a community in order to get this change. We have to come together. Because keep in mind, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna be a big mouth. I'm kind of quiet, but believe me, I pack a punch. And if I don't have my community behind me, then my voice, me being, in office, making a lot of noise, what is it gonna do? We all have to band together. So when I say I'm going in there and I'm coming in there making noise, I'm bringing my community with me. They'll be standing right outside, like Malcolm X. And when he said turn right, and they all turn right, that's gonna be me. My people gonna be right there with me.
And Mr. Desir, what did you think about that when you heard about the money problem, the money issue?
Honestly, I didn't know anything about it until I was in a meeting. Mr. Lewis was showing this in the news. She always has a newspaper about what's going on. If we really think, as I always say, about it, whether it's 800 million that's missing, 800,000 that's missing, 1 million that's missing, they still have not questioned probably the mayor. Where's that money? The story is on Star Ledger. People probably know about it, but what happened after that? That's my question.
Yes.
What happened? So you telling me there's a $800,000 missing from whatever it is, and then Governor Murphy said whatever. Well, Governor Murphy's usually come over to this town and then doing all this propaganda for this Irvington Strong in that Beasley office all the time. I've seen a voice sending me mailing with Murphy and all these other people. I guess Murphy was not getting a little check, whatever it is, that's off record. But it's true. However, what happened to this money? Until now, me and you don't even know what happened to it.
Yes.
And nobody said anything about it after I went to the newspaper. And I'm pretty sure that story probably die another 4 years.
Listen,
Hopefully it does not.
It's not being
Hopefully it is. Hopefully it is. But what I'm saying is, that's what it is. It's just like Michelle Obama. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm pretty sure that's why a lot of people are fed up. They don't want to get involved. But we still have hope. Because I've received a phone call from one of the voter that I mailed, and she said, "Oh yeah, I will vote. I got your mail." And you know what? That gave me the encouragement of knocking on doors that day. Then that day I was so down.
mm-hmm.
I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go and knock on the. I was tired. I didn't want to. And then when I received the phone call, that she received my letter, and she said, "You know what? I'm voting for you." And that really encouraged me that day. So, as I said before, Ms. Jones and Ms. King did say that we really have to get our community involved. This administration doesn't have to be this administration. Whoever is in power have to be accountable. Transparency have to be in place. Credibility. Okay? We cannot have a kid. Why we allowed Dr. Voss or whomever to be the superintendent of the school? And then we just talk about it, for example. Let's just say that we talk about the 800. I'm sorry, I might take a little bit longer. 1 more minute, please. If we know this is Ms. Jones just said, interest, conflict of interest. But she been the superintendent since when? Since when Dr. Voss is the superintendent of school?
3 years.
2000 what? Probably 19? 2020?
20.
Okay, 4 years. Us, we just sit down and we just know that's not correct. We know that our school is failing. We know that. We know that this man allows so many other people no-show jobs. And things are not getting done. But we still just talk about it. And there's no action. Me, I'm a candidate of action. I just don't take the baloney. I'm so sorry about that. I can't deal with the BS. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I have to get it done, and that's what it is. So, plain and simple, we have to blame ourselves for us to let this happen that far. So, what power that this man does have for us not to say that it's enough is enough. Our kids are failing in the school system. F or whatever, D plus for school, and she's a doctor or whatever it is. I can understand you can put her into a certain, whatever it is, a place for her to work, but superintendent of school and then while our school is failing, are we kidding?
From what I understand, he's got a job in the county, in the Board of Education, in the County Board of Education.
I'm pretty sure he does.